Welcome back to another episode of In the 1-1. We scrapped last week because it was very wet. I was almost tempted to do so again as we're already on a heavy 9. There is rain predicted, but there's just so many first-up horses. We're actually seeing a little bit of hopefully a changing of the guard, and I think there's a few talented horses. And depending on how much rain we do get, I think it's a meeting that could be interesting. Fingers crossed rain doesn't come. And we're okay, but there is quite a lot of rain predicted. There's probably a chance the meeting might not go ahead.
I thought that last week, to be honest. I thought you made the right call cancelling last week. Didn't look at Rose Hill personally, but I looked back at the video and yeah, it was a monsoon.
Yeah, it was a monsoon.
I don't know why they didn't cancel. There was no great racing on. Saved the track for the Spring Carnival and postpone it, but Peter V'landys wants his money, so they'll keep racing.
Yes. We'll get on to that. Why don't we – I know you wanted to have a quick chat about the trials. I've put out a reel about them as well. So there was a couple of key trials today. Some of the key group horses were back.
Yep.
We'll kick off with Heat 1. You wanted a few questions. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, trials aren't my forte. I know you, I'd say, specialise in them compared to me. But yeah, just
some people have Pornhub. I have Racing New South Wales trials.
Yeah, great to see from VS16, a nice return. It's interesting. The more you watch trials, and I think you can speak more on this, the more you start to know which trials are good for certain trainers. Some trainers will keep horses hidden. Some trainers will expose their horses in the trials. And I want to know like what you're looking for sort of in Waller trials compared to sort of Gay Waterhouse trials or Godolphin trials.
It's funny that what you said about as in what you look for trials from trainers per se. It's also sometimes the horse itself. Like sometimes you'll know a certain horse, it's not one to show up, or sometimes it does need a good clean out and you start to learn. It's a funny thing. I look at their action.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an overall thing. When you're looking, and it's different. It's different for what you're looking for in 2-year-olds to what you're looking for in 3-year-olds to then what you're looking for with older horses, ones that you know that will probably need more time to get fit. So you actually want to see them have a clean out. So you know with horses that do take time to get fit, well, you really want to see them sometimes a little bit more flat to the boards. I think Gay Waterhouse stable can be so hard to watch because you can look like she can have a horse look so flat out and soft a bit and look like it's racing on like trialing on Xanax.
Yeah, scrubbed off.
And it's scrubbed off, and you just think, I want to absolutely gap this, and then it comes out and wins like Farlat.
Yeah.
And you can then at the same time you can have these horses that just trial so beautifully on the bit, and then you think, oh, how good's this horse? And then comes to race day and they've got nothing under the hood.
Yeah.
So trials can be very misleading. Yes. There's no. I couldn't say 5 rules or things like that. It's something that it takes a lot of time, I think, to learn how to read certain things and you get a feel and you don't always get it right and you try and get it more right than you are wrong.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, knowing VS16's capabilities, you see her trial this morning and you're like, wow, she's back.
She's back.
As good.
I'll tell you one thing with Waller, a lot of the time with these sort of horses, their first trial, they're just out the back. It's like they're not even asked to move. It's like just to show up.
Yep.
The next trials, they seem to show more. And I think that was evident from VS16 and the same with Fangirl.
Yeah, same with Heat 2. I think Lady Shenandoah, Aliana
showed
more today than what they showed in their previous.
I want to make mention this Golden Century horse. God, I love both of its trials. Ex-Kiwi, you know, I get a horn over these overseas horses coming to Australia.
Lightly raced. And looking at its form, it's still a maiden.
It's a maiden.
9 starts, 0 wins, 2 seconds and 3 thirds.
And it's 100%.
And it's just trialled with VS16. Like, what price is that going to go around if it pops up in a maiden?
I'm predicting a little bit short.
Yeah.
I'm predicting a little bit short.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's one to mention. Yeah, going on to the next race, look, John Sargent's Palmetto trialled rather well. Nothing wrong with Pericles. Lady Shenandoah and Elenia both, I think, trialled good. Probably either need. I don't think they'll have one more trial. Not sure whether you just definitely want to be on them. Maybe first up. I'm just.
Yeah,
But the other thing that I'll say is they're also on a heavy track.
Yeah.
Like the track was quite wet. No, actually, Laney showed that she's trialled good. Like
Yeah.
she could easily. And the other thing as well, it's interesting to see with trials, horses on heavy tracks, if they haven't got their head fully let go, you don't, just because they appear,
Yeah.
it's when they release their head and they really ask them to fully extend,
Mm-hmm.
is when you can see whether the horse really likes the wet or doesn't like the wet.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting to see Zardozi finish out. We could speak about trials forever, but just quickly, interesting that Zardozi was scrubbed off, sort of finished out the back 7 lengths. I wonder if it's a Melbourne Cup horse for Kieran Maher this summer.
Yeah.
And it was just, a trial, sit out the back, but we really won't see it warm up until sort of 4th or 5th up this prep.
But the thing was, she wasn't really out the back. She's sitting there on the inside. Like, she was kind of with them. And then when the sprint went on, she just couldn't go with them.
Yeah.
She obviously really wants ground, but so do a couple of these in this race too. So I thought Autumn Glow was definitely a really good trial.
Yeah, great. Especially for a horse who I think will be better on clean ground too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Highly talented galloper.
So is Linebacker too.
Yeah.
That horse is that horse doesn't come off as like a great trialer, but it trialled pretty well for it. It's got a good race in it this summer, I think.
I think it definitely does. I thought Manal won its trial well. I thought Wadton trialled really well. And there was a bit of a hidden trial in Snow in May. Probably comes out different sort of form lines to those sort of horses, but
does have a second to Autumn Glow in the flight stakes. So it's got
third to Lady Shenandoah. And she's a quality horse on the day. There's one other horse I wanted to make mention of, Wooten Verney.
Yep.
Comes out, he was in Heat 6, ex-Kiwi galloper. Sorry, not ex-Kiwi, ex-European galloper.
Yep.
11 starts, 5 wins, 2 seconds, like incredible strike rate over there.
Yep.
Was beaten by a horse like Know Thyself in the Coast. It was a horse who certainly wasn't suited at Gosford. I think it looks like a genuine big track horse. Very interested to see where and what Waller's got planned for it. I think it will be winning race over the spring. All right, well, let's get into the races. What we usually do is go back half of the card, and then when we get into the actual carnival, we'll probably end up doing all of the races. We've done it a little bit different because we flicked through the field, been a little bit more picky. We're doing races
4, 5, and then we'll have a lunch break for race 7, 2,400 meter race.
Yeah.
Come back, race 8 and race 9.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. All right. So track's currently heavy 9. There's rain predicted. It's rail true. Depending on where the rain comes, let's, for argument's sake, say a little bit of rain comes. I'm not going to announce if it's raining on the day. There's a big chance races could be called off. That's the worst thing that can happen. There's not a heap of rain forecast for tomorrow, like 5 to 10 mils. Like really, that's not much more than irrigation.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact is that it's already wet is not ideal. So it is. One thing I know, when these tracks are really heavy, the tracks, they're not, it's up and off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they're going to kind of get out into that eight wide lane, and you don't want to be too far back. I think you don't necessarily want to lead, but you don't want to be too far back. You got mud coming back in your face, and they kind of go at a tempo and they kind of sprint as well as they can home, and it's the horses that can handle it at a fit, all of that jazz.
Agree completely. Rail back in the true two makes it harder for them to get to the outside fence at Randwick. If the rail's out sort of 10 metres, 14 metres, they're already 10 metres out. They can come across, but
they can get out there.
Rail and true, I think you're right with what you said.
I just think, look, not many horses, they might start there. I don't think they'll be on the inside. They'll try and they'll get out to the 8 metre line, and they all work it out. And they all kind of angle into that part of the track.
Yep.
And it's kind of like the first horses that get there seem to be able to run on. So
definitely.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky one, but look, let's just do our best going on what we got. We start with race 4. How's the speed?
Speed looks pretty soft here, but like I said, these will change big time on race day. Once jockeys figure out patterns and what's going on with the conditions, they might change their tactics. But right now, I've got V12 leading here. Star Deal led last weekend at Rosehill, but it was later in the day. The jockey knew that it was an advantage, so they put in a change of tactics. They could adopt the same this weekend. So I've got Stardeal rolling forward, perhaps sitting outside V12. Axios, Johnny the Kid from 1 and 2 will also want to be positive, but inside draws might be a negative. And then the favourite, Amreekiyah, sat back at Canterbury, finished real strong, but I think today from gate 3, Kieran McAvoy can sit much closer. If he thinks that the track's playing suitably or sort of up on speed, I think he'll sit a bit closer, maybe 1-1. But yeah, I mean, this horse was impressive last start, Mace. What did you think of the win?
Phenomenal.
Amreekiyah.
Phenomenal. I think if you look at, I think for me it's a bet. It justifies, look, it's had Darcy Brahma mare. It's its mum, pretty sure it was Marianne. It may have even been a wet tracker. Yeah, it was. Its mum was a wet tracker, I remember. All 3 wins have just been, like, it's kind of, it hasn't won by far, but the horse just looks like a genuine winner. I love the way it buckles down. It does what it has to do to win. It's won on the soft 7. It's trolled extremely well on a heavy 8. To me, it looks like one of the better bets on the card.
Yeah.
It's the horse I want to be on. I don't really care about the rest.
100%. Yeah, I agree completely. That Canterbury meeting that day, the 23rd of July, I remember putting in my meeting notes, fence tick. So that day that fence was a positive to be on. This horse sat back, sat off the fence.
And just mowed it home.
And the market didn't care that it was going to be unsuited by the track. It was $2 into $1.70 and won like a good thing. Did get speed on to suit, but yeah, all impressive. Form's been franked. I think Nash won on the week. Yesterday, actually. Yeah, on Island Dream, I think it might have been. So the form's been franked. Snowden initially had his other market. Tula is in the race. Put J-Mac on, which is interesting, to then scratch, and then he's got McAvoy on this one. I think he thinks this one will be more suited to the conditions on the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm happy to take 240, especially when Stardeal is the second favourite. I thought that horse is well exposed, got favours to win last weekend. And it goes up to 60 kilos, $3.80. I think that's far too short. And the thing I like
out of this, if you go through and look at every one of its wins, the form line out of it, like there's just subsequent winners in every race that it's ever raced in. It
Absolutely.
just comes out of solid form lines.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we move on to race 5, 1,000 metres, where it does look to be a bit of pace on.
Plenty more pace here. Bonita Queen resumes speedy trial. I'll let you speak about that trial. Hide to Buy will want to be up on speed. Frilled, no statement. Then you'll have Disneck, Boston Rocks, Bundina with good form this preparation. Drawn gate 1. Might be a bit tricky by then. World Alliance was unlucky last start. It's drawn well in gate 5. J-Mac, I think, will get some cover behind this speed and hope that they go quick and it can finish over the top of them. But Bonita Queen's the one that the market has liked early. What do you think of the trial?
I thought both trials have been good. Like it's just one of those fast, like really fast horses that trials well.
Mm-hmm.
Always looks good to the eye. Yeah, like if it's a horse that you like, there's definitely 2 ticks from the trial form.
Yep.
World Alliance definitely didn't have much luck early in the straight. Got its run though, kind of got out, found the hole, got held up a little bit, and then worked home good. I thought Savard, obviously, Sir Garflick was able to work home in probably the best part of the going.
Yep.
Do you think World Alliance could be more suited here?
Definitely more suited. J-Mac going on's clearly attracting a lot more market attention, I think. The horse was, $12, $13, had its chance last start and was beaten home by Bundina, and then all of a sudden you put J-Mac on and you put Andrew Adkins on Bundina and the market goes, okay, World Alliance $4, Bundina out to 5s. Bundina has drawn gate 1 here, which is a concern for our expected track pattern. My concern, I just had negatives on everyone. Had negative on World Alliance. I thought it was exposed, 18 starts. We know sort of what its level is. Put J-Mac on it. Bit too short for me. Bonita Queen, typically I'm not big on breeding, but I'm Invincibles don't love the wet. No. The trials have been nice.
Her starts on soft tracks are in 4 wins, 2 wins, 2 seconds.
That's it. But you look at the soft tracks, 3 of those soft tracks have been soft 5s when you sort of look up what it's going to be. It's going to be far from a soft 5 on the weekend. It's going to be more like, heavy 8s, heavy 9s. I thought it was short enough, but do concede that the trials have been nice. It's speedy. If that track pattern is advantaging leaders, then this horse is up to its eyes balls in this race.
Yeah, sweet. I'm Benita Queen on top from World of Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Not exciting. So you're looking at $3.50 and $4.20 or something.
Yep.
Not a race I want to be playing in at this point.
Mhm.
Market changes, maps change. And this is the other thing. I will not be betting early. I just now I've known you just you can cop it so hard with deduction. So I just wait to the day after scratchings, then
Yeah.
I'll look.
Yeah.
Unless something is just complete drastic overs and
Yeah.
you know it handles the wet,
Yeah.
I stay out. Yeah, they're the two on top for me, which means it's not really a race of much value.
Yep.
We move on to race 6.
I'll skip race 6.
Race 6. Anyone that's betting on a benchmark 78 with 2,400 meters either knows something or needs their head read. I will.
And if you know something, flick us a message.
Yes. Join the Discord. Share with all. We're going to have a look. And then we move on to race 7. Now, this is a race I'm highly interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got one of my old black bookers. Has been a little bit disappointing in the past. I think it gets some of the things that it wants.
Yep.
And it's got one of my favourite gear changes, which I've seemed to have had a lot of luck with you tipping on this show.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Currently field of 12, but I mean, if we get this rain, we could be running around a field of 7 and not getting a third dividend. So
yeah,
Kerguelen, inside draw, will want to be positive. Nash is riding well, I think. He's a jockey to look out for early on in the Spring Carnival. He wants his prize money early before he gets suspended, probably. So yeah, he'll be out to win. Kerguelen eats mud. This horse, be up on speed. Baroque Road, Cruel Summer, Winston Hills will all be positive. Then you've got a horse like the Blade. Interesting. There is a key gear change which I'll let Mace talk about, but the trial, it actually showed a bit of speed. Raced a touch keen, but I liked the way it responded to riding whilst it was up on speed. It was nice and impressive. Gate 3, it can sit a bit closer today if it wants. And then Point and Shoot is the other one that the market likes. Did start favourite in the Australian Guineas. That was last year. Now it resumes $5. I think it's a bit skinny first up. Has bigger targets, I think, than this. But Mace, I'll let you kick off.
Yeah, the horse I'm really keen on that I want to talk about here is the Blade. I remember its first start was on a soft 7 on the Kenzo, and it was a pretty wet soft 7 that day. I reckon it raced a lot wetter.
Mm-hmm.
Ends up it had trolled super going in. It was well backed late, and then it won by 5.5 lengths, beating Alpine Sky and Johnny the Kid, Alpine Ski and Johnny the Kid, which both kind of had good raps on them at the time. It was looked to be what was going to be a really strong super maiden. Could not have been more impressive in the way that it won that day on the wet track. It then went and started $2.70 against a little sprinter called Private Harry. It was, and everyone was talking, who do you want to be on? Who do you want to be on? This was the battle of two good up and coming horses. Private Harry obviously went on that to win that day and is still winning. It was a little bit disappointing that day, and then went and trolled again, and then started $2.50 against Boston Rocks and Wallenda. Now that day was kind of caught in behind horses. Things didn't go right. There was excuses that could be made. It wasn't stuck up and you think, oh, it wins if it got out or anything like that. But it was things didn't go its way. So it's a forgive run for me. Goes out for a spell, comes back. It's had its balls removed. It now shows more tactical pace.
Mm-hmm.
When I say tactical pace, probably did over race a little bit, but I just love the gelding of this horse. I love that it's when it won in debut and in the wet. I think it's trolled super, and it gets no weight in this race. I am very keen. And I think that the key and only danger, in my opinion, is Kerguelen, who does love the wet. I can see does love the wet. It gets Nash, and I think he's returned in really good form by the way that he was riding in Canterbury.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to have to give it too much weight. It does have the fitness. It does have Nash. It's got all of those things. I want to be on the Blade. I think the removing of his being 2 stone lighter could be what this horse needed,
Mhm.
and we might see the best of the Blade. It's either that or I'm going to go another sucker got me.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident we're going to see a winner in the Blade on Saturday.
Yeah, I agree. I think the market's probably there's only 2 chances or two horses I want to be on. I can't get point and shoot so short. I'd have it. I'd expect it drift 61 kilos fresh. Doesn't appreciate wet ground. Actually prefers a dry deck. So I'll lay $5 all day. Come to Tom Bet, you can get 10s. But
I got a Tom Bet. There we go.
Kerguelen, gate 1. Geez, if it drew gate 5 or gate 6, it'd probably be a big danger to the Blade. But everything, like you said, the Blade, gelded, nice trials. Markets loved it. I think 450 into 330.
It's going to jump. It's going to be up there.
Mm.
It's going to get in. And he's just going to drift in, hopefully drift in that right part of the track, and with no weight on its back, be too strong.
Yeah.
And just hopefully Nash isn't just laying over Kerguelen and get over the top because I'll be flat as a tack.
Yeah, that's what I'll be.
It's so in the last race where I said, look, I'm on the 2 top horses in the market. I'm keen to bet here.
Yeah.
And let's just say this is the market at the start of the day. I'd probably take the $3.30.
Yeah.
And hope that Kerguelen got out to say 450, like even around there somewhere, and I'd maybe just try and get my stake back or something on it.
Yeah.
I genuinely think this is a race of 2 hopes, and I've got the Blade on top, so I'm keen to bet here.
Yeah, I think a Cornello could be a great bet here. I'm not much of an exotics player, but yeah, I think they're head and shoulders above. They both get favours. They both like the conditions. One has fitness, although one has the potential untapped ability.
Yeah.
I'll be putting both in the first leg of the quaddie, probably standing them out, just having 2 horses in the first leg.
All right. We move on. Now, last week at Eagle Farm, there was a horse having its first start for Tony Gollan called Peril, ex-Gollan horse. It's one of the best weighted horses you've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And then I open up the form guide and I look at this and I go, Private Eye. Yes, he's getting older. He is going to set weights. He's got 50. He's carrying the same weight as Robusto, NCAP, General Salute. Not General Salute, but
kilo less. For 14 points.
And then you look at the horses down the bottom. You should be carrying 15 kilos more than them.
Can I give out a tip? Richard and Will Friedman are going to drop Ang Pao and Electrica back to a midway next start, and they're going to piss in. Out of this form. I don't know why they're in this class, but they like to sort of put them out too, like overachieve or overreach in a class, and then drop it back, second or third up into a midway, and they should be too good. But yeah, I don't know. Private Eye just falls in at the weights here, doesn't it? Like 57.5 kilos. It carried 57 kilos in a Stradbroke against War Machine, Yellow Brick, proper horses. Comes back to a Group 2 missile that could be run at Canterbury on a Friday night, and it goes half a kilo up. How
just
well weighted.
Start it runs third. It's still beaten just under 2 lengths to War Machine, who looks to be a very smart horse, and Yellow Brick, who's as tough as nails. He's a really tough, and it carried 53 kilos. They both carried 53 kilos, and he carried 57.
That was a proper Group 1 handicap.
That was a proper Group 1 handicap, and it gets to come to a race like this.
Yeah,
it's Group 2, but as you said, the horses down the bottom and not Group 2 animals, not even close.
I agree.
Once again, God, please God, don't get too heavy. If we can be on like an 8 even, I'd be wrapped. Yes, he's getting older, but he's like, to me, if for some reason this track is a heavy 8 on Saturday or it got to a 7, to me, this horse is $1.50 chance.
Yeah. I'm with you. Track conditions are the only thing I think putting up the question mark in the air, but
as you know, I'm very rarely this horny about a horse that has had 43 starts.
I know. It's not really an up-and-comer 8-year-old, 43 starts, but gets all the favours, gets the form, the exposed, and I become more keen on him when I can find negatives in other market elects.
Other horses.
General Salute, Gate 1, that's a concern, I think. And the weight it has to carry. And Robusto, $7.
We both tipped it last start. 1 over 1,500 has to come back to 1,200 here. Like,
Sat in the 1-1 on that occasion and just edged past accredited in the straight when I thought it was going to, win by 3 lengths.
thank God it did, because we were having a rough day. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mr. Robusta.
It got the chocolates for us that day, and I think that was like the kitchen sink thrown at it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's doing, dropping back to 1,200. Yeah, $7. I'll be pressing that. Can't find it any shorter than sort of 12, $14.
Beyond Baker has
He's got his weight, but yeah.
He's got a theory that you can't win prize money in the spelling barn.
Yeah,
and I
that's
reckon
it.
This is like
what do you pick up? Yeah, exactly right.
classic. Anyway,
27 grand for third, like that's sweet. Pick that up off the floor, but yeah, I can't see it winning.
Yeah, me neither. All right, let's move on. We're going to finish on the Premier's Cup prelude.
Fascinating race.
It is a fascinating race. We've got a very big field here currently, which could change. Do you want to roughly give us a look at what
I don't know what will happen, because right now you've got Saltcoats, Nelly Lilacs. They're emergencies that, if they make the field, can really change the market up right now. But Saltcoats, gate 1, 16th horse in the field. I think it's second emergency, $5. It's going to use its gate, I think, and settle a little bit closer. Third up, horse has fitness over a couple of key chances. Nelly Lilacs, Estadio Mastala up in distance. Glory Days, I think they're the horses that want to roll forward. I don't see a very strong tempo here. 1,800, if it's very sloppy. Typically when it's wet in the home straight at Randwick, that back straight and that side of the distance races is typically wetter than the straight, because it's had less racing. Water can kind of pull, so I think they won't go quick at all. Adelaide River's an interesting runner. We'll speak about, but I think it'll find a nice midfield position. But yeah, I don't have much speed in this race, so it'll be interesting what the track's doing by race 9. If it's mad on pace, we could throw that speed map out the door, and jockeys could just go hell for leather here, try and find the front first.
Yeah, it's all right. Once again, when you find these heavy tracks, I'm looking at horses lower down in the weight scale. I'm looking at the two. I'm looking at Saddlecloth 1 and 2 here. I'm going to start off with more FELONS. Liked both of its trials. Really trialled well. Has won on the soft. Has yet to be on the heavy. It's an ex-European horse, so they usually handle it. It did lob for me in the Parramatta Cup at 20s, so I've got a little bit of a soft attachment for it. I do love it.
Yep.
And then it just got beaten to Colourport that day. I think it's pretty. And then after the claim, it ends up getting down to like 59.5 kilos, because it's currently carrying 62.5.
Yeah.
I think it's a genuine chance. It's around the $10, $12 mark. You'll probably even get better on the day. Waller first up, all that sort of jazz.
Yep.
3 kilo apprentice. I wouldn't be surprised if you see it at 16, 17, 18, something like that. It could be one. And if you don't see it get out there, it's an even better sign of there's a bit of a push for it. The next horse we'll touch on, Adelaide River. It's got that beautiful G next to its name, gelded.
Yep.
It has the tongue tie again. It also had J-Mac, who I don't think leaves Vaucluse to go further than Randwick. Went up to Gosford and trolled it and won the trial. Was pushed out, but really liked the way in which it did it. And before that, won a trial at Wyong, where it absolutely killed those horses.
Yeah.
It's always looked like it was going to be this horse of ability.
Yep.
I think it's trialled well. A query about what it's done on the wet though, has ran third. It's got 4 seconds on the soft, and has only 1 on the good. I don't know. I just there's an air that this horse is ready to go first up.
I agree completely, and I think the big push is when J-Mac drives up the highway to Gosford to ride at trials. Sirens are going off. I think J-Mac complains about driving out to Parramatta to go to Rose Hill. So
they fly him out there.
Absolutely. So for him to go up to Gosford to ride 2 Chris Lee's runners, the other we might see in the BTFU chat, but Adelaide River, gelded. This horse was already showing signs and glimpses that it could be a top horse, and then the gelding, I think, could be the thing that tips it over. J-Mac rides fresh, 3 trials, 1 win on heavy 9, and then 2 wins on soft ground. I'm going to say that if Chris Lees doesn't scratch it on Saturday, it'll handle the conditions. J-Mac would have got off and said, it'll handle wet, no problem if it does or if it doesn't. But yeah,
Done.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
happy.
Let's move on to the best bets.
I got 3 best bets this week. We'll start off with Randwick, race 1, number 3, Coupe. The market keeps missing this horse and it keeps turning up, putting up great performances. As long as it's wet, this horse will love it. But yeah, $5.50 each way all day. Then we'll go to Randwick, race 4, number 5, Amreekiyah. For all the points you mentioned, great win at Canterbury last start. Hit the line so strong. I like it up to 1,400 and it maps perfectly. Should be winning. And then Randwick race 9, number 2, Adelaide River. When J-Mac goes to Gosford, you put this horse in the black book. I think it'll resume and it'll run extremely well now as a gelding. $5.50 is a great price.
These are the best bets for Randwick as if it goes ahead. Race 4, number 5, Amreekiyah. Absolutely love the win first up. Every one of this horse's wins, there's been really good form lines come out of them. Love the way it buckled down. Inside the part of the track was the better place to be and worked home in inferior part. I think it's one of the better bets on the day. I think it'll be extremely hard to beat. We move on to race 7, number 12, the Blade. It is now 2 stone lighter. I loved it. Showed more tactical pace. I think it gets a beautiful run from the gate. It will perch itself up there. It's got no weight on its back. I think this horse is ready to go first up, and I think he does love the sting out of the ground. We move on to race 8, number 1, Private Eye. I have not seen a horse weighted this well actually since Periel last week, which did win also. I just think I hope it's not too heavy. If it's anywhere near a heavy 8, and if it was to get to a soft 7, this horse just could be an absolute moral. Even if it's a 10, I still want to be on. If Joe Pride has it there on the day, he has faith that it will handle it, and I think it will be winning. We're going to finish off with the 2-horse play in race 9. I'm going to have small bets on number 1, More Felons, and number 2, Adelaide River. Both have trialled exceptionally well. I think they're ready to go first up. Good luck. Happy punting. BTFU.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.